Have you ever had a question in your life that you just couldn't shake off? For me, for this past week, it has been the classic metaphysics question of why do we exist? I'm definitely not a philosopher or an expert in this field, but I'm just someone who likes to connect dots from across various disciplines and kind of make sense of this. So, maybe some of what I've been mulling over will resonate with you too. So grab a comfy seat, maybe a snack, and let's unpack this together. I promise it's gonna be a fun ride. Before I start, let us go over something quite basic and but super important. Consciousness. Particularly I mean self-consciousness and self-awareness as we call it. So of course you're breathing, you are having regular sleep wake cycles unless you're insomniac, and your heart is breathing, you can move your hands and you can move your eyes around. So basically, we are aware of this world. But what makes us different than a deer or your pet dog is that we actually think about our place in this world. Like, how often do you catch yourself thinking, what am I doing here? That's self awareness in action. But here's the kicker. This awareness leads us to a question of existence. And this is exactly where these questions come from. Imagine someone who is brain dead, heart still beating, body still warm, but there is no awareness, no memories. What do you think? Is that person really living? Or is that our awareness that makes life meaningful? Without self awareness, what are we left with? Just biology, right? So, let me go over some of the first answers that I came up with when I searched this up. Science. The science aspect basically tells us about the Big Bang Theory, about life being a cosmic lottery, and about evolution, and how that one day molecules decided to become living. There has been evidence that suggests that organic molecules clumped together and they started forming living things, which is very weird, right? Another aspect of it is that we are just a bundle of memories, which is quite an interesting thing to think about, because the way my words are stringed together right now, the way I'm speaking to you, the way my hands are moving, the way I'm using my vocabulary and my words is influenced by my past experiences, by my past memories, and whatever my future decisions will be influenced on whatever I'm doing right now and my past experiences. So, are we just machines with a fancy structure called a brain in it? Who knows? So, when I was researching about this, I got to know like maybe science isn't really answering this question, because this is answering the how part of the question and not the why part of the question. So, yeah, that was interesting to learn about. Let me move on to the personal pursuit of knowledge, okay? This is a very common thing that I guess even we have thought about it most of our lives. Pursuit of knowledge, which is one of the theories that can take many forms, such as engaging in discussions like these, where we can seek to learn and share insights. The desire to know knowledge not only enriches our lives, but it also leads a desire to influence others. In today's world, we have social media, influencers, right, which embody this idea as they leverage these platforms to share knowledge, opinions, lifestyles, influencing their audience, in which perhaps that was inevitable given our inclination to connect and share information. Let me share something pretty heavy and deep, okay? I want to share the concept of anti-natalism. Trust me, when I heard first about this, I was so intrigued by this concept. This philosophy suggests that maybe we shouldn't have kids. Why? Because that can be full of pain and suffering. Life is already hard for a lot of us, and bringing new life to the world might actually do more harm than good. It sounds intense, but it really makes you think, right? Are we being selfish by wanting to bring more people into this world that is already facing overpopulation crisis? That connects perfectly to another idea of mine which I want to talk about, is existentialism. Existentialism, which says that we are responsible for creating our own life and meaning. If antinatalism serves as a reminder of the potential suffering in life, existentialism gives us powerful idea that we have the ability to define our own lives and purpose. Even in the midst of chaos, we have the freedom to choose how we view and navigate the world. Of course, these both concepts are liberating and scary at the same time. But what's even crazier is how we have this topic of abortion, going these days, right? And I feel that it totally fits into this idea of antinatalism, which is about questioning whether it's a good idea to bring new life into the world because of the struggles people face. Like, some folks thinks that choosing not to have kids or even having an abortion can be a way to avoid that potential suffering. I feel like it's wild how personal views and experience shape our opinions on these things. Everyone's got their own take in it, and it just shows that how complex these conversations really are. Alright, let me keep building on this. The next theory that I want to talk about is Maslow's hierarchy. It's like a pyramid of needs, okay? At the bottom, we have the essentials: food, water, shelter, all our survival needs, okay? Then we worked up to safety, then love, esteem, and finally at the top we have self-actualization, that is being the best version of yourself. I want to connect this to a very fascinating concept: religion. Many religions actually follow the same pattern. In Hinduism, you start with dharma, that is duty, then move to security, that is earth, and then love, karma, and then liberation, that is moksha. Even Christianity follows that. There is something called caring for the poor first, then moving to love, then purpose. And Buddhism also have that, acknowledging suffering, then guiding you through discipline and compassion, and finally enlightenment. Each one of these paths show us that we are striving for maybe the same thing: connection, purpose, and understanding. It's like a framework that has a different lens for us to view our journey, emphasizing that maybe we're all in this together. Alright, so let me go and connect all the dots here, okay? Antinatalism challenges us to think about the value of existence and the potential suffering in the world. Existentialism tells us that it's up to us to create meaning for our lives, to redefine our lives. There is a concept of game theory. I feel a lot of self-help gurus are preaching about this topic to gamify your lives and to achieve points as you move through your life, okay? I feel like that connects to a very major theory called the matrix theory. Maybe we are living in a simulation, and I want to connect that with fate. A lot of people believe in fate, that whatever I'm doing right now doesn't really matter, because some people believe that our fate is death, we are gonna die one day. And some people believe that whatever my career will be, whatever my life will be in the future, it's already been pre-decided. Whatever you believe in, maybe the divine or maybe something else. So fate is one concept, and then we have the matrix theory, simulation. Maybe we are in a simulation, maybe everything has been predefined, maybe this video that I'm creating right now was predetermined by someone, or maybe the life that I'm going to live in the future is already predetermined, so what's the point of working hard right now? But again, that's another theory that I wanted to talk about. If ending is already fixed, does choices really matter? Are we really given choices? Or are we in a delusion? Like in a lot of religions we have this. Are we in an illusion that we have choices? Because ultimately everybody is gonna die. So that's a very interesting concept. So Maslow's hierarchy reminds us no matter where we are on the journey, we all share the same basic human needs. Again, religious principles align with the quest to connection and fulfillment. And lastly, science gives us a backdrop of our journey, showing us that amidst the chaos there is beauty in awareness and ability to question. So, what do you guys think? Why do we exist? And how do we make sense of these complex ideas? I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on this as well. And maybe if you guys liked it, maybe share a few comments down below. Bye bye.